So let's dig into some of the sales stuff. I'm not going to cover as much of the leadership stuff today because mostly I teach that in my 6-figure inner circle. But basically in my membership, I use the push method to coach people. I teach a lot of the sales and marketing stuff that I'm about to kind of introduce you to. And then obviously I have a life coach certification where we teach how to use the coaching. And then my 6-figure inner circle is where we bring it all together. My 6-figure inner circle, we learn the leadership systems. We learn next level sales and marketing skills. Like how do we take this psychology and turn it into like emails and funnels and recruiting workshops and all of these different things. And my inner circle also goes through my certification to make sure they get that. But let's jump into sales and marketing for a second because I want to show you one of my very, very, very favorite things. Oh, I thought I had it pulled up on this slide. Give me half a second. I'm going to pull it up. No, just give me a new page, please. Thank you. I've got this shit always queued up over here somewhere. So just give me 2 seconds and I'm going to show you why most people who mean well and are wonderful humans absolutely suck at sales. Anybody feel that? How many of you here are like, I love helping people and I have something that I know can help them. I know it's amazing. I know it's incredible, but man, convincing people that it's something they need to do is real freaking hard. So let's dig into this, okay? Let me close this out so that you can actually see the whole thing. Come on, give it to me. Show me the whole thing. There we go. Click that. Well, it's not going to X that out. That's okay. You're going to see a little bit of a weird screen. Bear with me while I just pull shit up in the back office, okay? I call this building a belief bridge. And this is technically the broken bridge, okay? So what I teach inside the program is how to piece the things together that actually create the customer journey that takes them from where they are to the point of being ready to actually buy. Does that make sense? The questions that convert really is using questions to build a bridge for one singular individual, which is really freaking powerful and honestly 100 times easier because you're asking questions that is getting that person to open up and give their exact steps, okay? What is harder is figuring out how to do that when it's supposed to be a message to 100 people instead of just one singular person. Does that make sense? So this is what happens is we've kind of been taught, I don't know that anyone said these exact words, but I think we've kind of been taught that the point of social media, make as much noise as humanly possible and try to get as many eyeballs as humanly possible, okay? Are there elements of that? Yes, there are. But let's go back to the analogy Josh gave earlier. If Josh takes off at a dead sprint, running at Kelly in Target, she is going to have a natural reaction, which is to either punch me in the face or run away. Yeah? So what we need to do is get my dog to stop barking at whoever is at the door so that I can focus. I have a golden doodle who is loud as fuck, even though he just wants to lick you to death. He's so loud. What we need to do is understand that every single time we write a post, for me, it's also emails. Every single time I'm communicating with another human, I have the opportunity to accidentally make them feel like punching me in the face or running away. Okay? Making noise is not the biggest goal, even though I do want to make some noise. Okay? Making the right noise for the right person is the goal. Really big difference. Okay? My dog was just making a shit ton of noise and got my attention. But notice I'm in fight or flight. I would never punch my dog, but I kind of want to right now because I'm just like, stop it, quit it. Okay? So our messaging needs to have the other person in mind more. I hope you write this one down. Our messaging needs to have them in mind more than our products. Okay? So really good messaging is about their desires, their pain, their journey. It's not about my product at all. My product is the thing that solves the desire they have, fixes the pain they're dealing with, and gives them the steps they need to go on that journey. Does that make sense to everyone? Nobody here gives a fuck if my Legacy Leadership University is the best-selling membership in the world. It's not. I mean, that'd be a ridiculous claim to make. I'm just saying, even if it was the best-selling membership in the world, you don't care about that. You care about, listen, I have this problem. Does it solve this problem? If so, I don't care what the fuck you call it. I don't care what the colors are. I don't care what the checkout page is. Like, because I make $5,000 and even $10,000 sales through a checkout page that is the unsexiest thing. Michelle, you saw it this morning. It's not sexy at all. Do you know why? Because the one-on-one conversation closed the gap. I don't need the page to be sexy. We already closed the gap. This is just how she gets access to the journey. Okay? I'm not saying you can't also have some pretty graphics and some pretty things, but what I am saying is 100 times out of 100, psychology beats pretty and fun and sexy. Now, if you want to also be pretty fun and sexy, I mean, that will definitely just add to the effectiveness. But for me personally, I just don't give a fuck about that. I really don't. I mean, you guys just saw my Canvas slide. I don't even put it in presentation mode. Don't care. My goal, solve your problem. If I can help you solve your problem, you don't really care what it looks like as long as it gets the job done. Okay? So I have to do a really, really, really good job of constantly, and this goes against everything your brain told you about sales. Because your brain, the second I say the word sales, I would just show me in the chat there, when I say the word sales, what is kind of the first words that come to your mind about what my approach should be like? Show me in the chat. Pushy, manipulative. Give me some more, huh? Come on. I know you guys have some thoughts and feelings about the word sales. I know you do. I know you do. Let's play with this one. When it comes to posting on social media, okay? For a second, forget everything I just told you, okay? When you need to go make a post, like if I was like, everyone, go make a post in the next 5 minutes, okay? When it comes to posting, what is the kind of natural idea or energy that comes to you? Like what are you going to figure out what you should be saying? It's a trickier one, isn't it? You got to really think about that, don't you? Can I give you, can I feed you something and then tell me if this lands? Okay. I think to myself, what should I say? How can I inspire them? How can I motivate them? What features or wins can I share about my product? Now, none of that is wrong. None of it's wrong. Okay. But Kelly got it. It's I, me. What do I think I should say? How can it's, yeah. Because that's just, I mean, and I don't mean any shame. I used to do the same thing. Okay. It's just that is the natural human interaction. And that's why life coaching is such a powerful tool that I make my 6-figure leaders learn, because mentoring is the same. When it comes to mentoring another individual, which is what I'm doing on today's call. It's not that it's bad. Like, there needs to be some mentoring, right? But remember how I said it needs, if it's going to be duplicatable, it needs to be a method or a system that is easily customized. The customization part needs to all be me asking questions to you to help you dig in. And that's what we do inside the program. It's like, okay, now that I taught you this, let's dig in and find out how that actually works with what you have and what you do. Okay. But it's natural human reaction to go to your own brain to figure out what you should be saying to someone else. And what we should be doing is asking, what are they struggling with today? I like to use this one too. What have they already tried that didn't work? What are some specific experiences they are having in their day-to-day that are causing this frustration? Notice how now I'm very intentionally pivoting the whole thing. And the reason this is so important, I mean, first of all, it's just better communication when I have the other person in mind instead of me. But I also want to show you this. How many of you have been doing this for more than a year? Show me, Jazz, you've been doing it more than a year. Your business, just any type of business, okay? How many of you in that, and some of you have been doing it for 5 years, 10 years, beyond. How many of you in that time have grown on a personal level from all of the trainings you've done, the books you've read, all the things you've done? Show me, Jazzy, if you've grown. Okay? Show me more, Jazzies, if during that growth phase, you have some new vocabulary words and some new values that you have adopted in your life. The reason most of us suck at sales is because we have become a totally new person and we try to explain from this new person to the old person why they should do what we want them to do. Bye, Lauren. Does that make sense? I'll give an example. I worked with one health and fitness company and they were absolutely obsessed with talking about their superfood smoothies. Obsessed with it. Okay? Nothing wrong with it. It's good. I used it for a while. But they would be like, our superfood smoothie has 75 superfoods. It's whole food and tastes like chocolate. Now, the last part was okay. I think that's totally fine. Okay? But nobody woke up this morning going, you know what would really solve my problems? If I could just find a way to get 75 superfoods into my meals today. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Also, why do we need 75 superfoods? Jeez, that's a lot. Like, nobody actually cares. And so the clients that I worked with, I taught them how to go do a lot of customer research and find out, hey, the people that you're trying to sell to, what are their actual biggest frustrations? Because I promise you, it's not how many superfoods they got in their diet. What are their actual frustrations? What are the problems they actually want to solve? And the reality is, especially in the health and wellness world, and really in every world, let's just be honest. If we're dealing with humans, 99% of the conscious level problems they are dealing with that they are looking for solutions to are shallow. They are. That's what it is. If I put out an ad that was like, become a better person by the end of the week, it would cost me like $100 a lead. But if I'm like, make 3 sales by the end of the week, I can get leads for like $2 or $3. Why? Because our conscious level brain is looking for a tangible solution to our problem. We're not looking for how to grow so that we can feel better about life and have a better positive perspective. Now, if you're on this call, you might be doing that because you've done enough personal growth to have new values, right? So what we tend to do is we tend to mature beyond the shallow things and then try to force that maturity on other people who aren't ready for it. Did you catch that? Because I promise you, none of them damn fitness coaches joined the company they joined to try to get 75 superfoods in their diet. They all joined because they were dealing with, struggling to lose weight. Okay. Which the struggling to lose weight, if we go deeper, is because they, what does struggling with losing weight do to your day-to-day situation? Right. So I taught them how to dig in, find out, okay, when someone says, I want to lose more weight, let's ask why. Okay. Like, okay, it sounds like you have a goal and that's amazing. Do you mind me asking? Why is it that you do want to lose weight? What will this actually affect in your life? And as people give those answers, that becomes our best content for social media. So for instance, if we have 5 different people say, well, honestly, if I could lose weight, I could finally play on the playground with the kids again. Okay, if 5 people say that, I need to go make a lot of posts about that because that's the conscious level thing that they currently care about. They don't care about 75 superfoods. But if your process will give them the ability to play on the playground with the kids, and you say that drinking your 75 superfoods will do that for them, they're in. So we don't sell people on the product. We sell them on the process that they want, the journey they want to go on, the end destination, if you will. Does that make sense? So we point to the current pains that they have. We agitate those and we remind them of the thing they actually give a fuck about, which is getting this type of tangible result. And we agitate that over and over and over and over. And that's how you eventually become the life coach who helps network marketers go top 10 in their company. That is so damn specific. How the hell did I become that? I'm a life coach. I've never even done network marketing before. Do you know how? Because I found that network marketers were the ones that clicked on most of my ads and got on most of my calls. And then I just customized what I do, sales, marketing, mindset, and leadership to the pain points that network marketers have. And sometimes those are the exact same pain points that realtors and life insurance and course creators also have, so they find their way into my funnel. But the reality is, I'm not saying to anyone, this would be the worst ad ever and no one would have clicked on it. Learn my belief bridge. The hell is that? And why should I care? Nobody cares. Nobody cares that I have a belief bridge. Nobody cares. That's why I waited until we were almost an hour into the call to even introduce it. Because I needed to speak to your problems first. I need to talk to your situation first. And then if I'm the guy who can fix that for you, you will listen to whatever process I have that fixes that. That makes sense to everybody? And when I get really, really good at this, you're still going to have some posts that only get 4 likes. Okay? The difference is your likes mean a lot more. When you created an actual interaction with someone that made this is what I'm going for all the time. Every presentation I do, every ad that I write, every funnel that I build, I want people to read, write, listen to what I'm hearing. I want them to hear my message and go, oh my God, this dude is in my head. If I can get that response, I know we're good. Because that means I created the connection of where you're actually at and where you want to go to what I have to offer. That makes sense to everyone? Okay. I'm going to shut it down because I do need to take a lunch break and I have a couple more calls this afternoon. But is there anyone here that's already in my trainings? I know there's people that just joined the list in the last 30 days, so I'm not expecting that you are, but I know Terry is. Is anyone else already in one of my programs? So Candace is. Oh, hi, Candace. Hi. I'm going to throw this out there just for funsies. And there's absolutely zero. Oh, Anita's in L. Okay, we got 3 people from LU. Awesome. Well, we did do a 5-day challenge. So I guess you could say the fact that we only invited people from the 30-day email list and we literally just sent the text yesterday and some of you are already paid customers, I guess just proves that what we're doing is working because you have only known me for a few weeks and you're already doing something. I want to give you all, where are you? I just created this. There it is. If you're not already in my program, this is a $1 trial to just check out my membership, which is Legacy Leadership University, where we have weekly calls. I teach a rotation, subconscious mind, and sales and marketing. Okay. We rotate those topics. I put you on a daily bingo card tracker where every single day you see the activities that you need to do for the day. You check them off on like a digital bingo card. And then for every bingo card submission that you fill out, you get entered into a weekly drawing that we do. We also have guest speakers throughout the week inside the group. After the $1 trial, I just want to make sure I'm fully transparent. It's $45 a month. That's what the ongoing cost is if you love it. If you hate it, you're like, this guy is fucking awful. I can't stand him. Cancel before your 30 days is up. When you join, even on the trial, you get several bonus modules that you'll get to keep regardless as my gift to you. Okay. I do have probably like 5 minutes for questions. If anybody just wants to ask a question about anything I taught on today, I got like 5 minutes, but then I really do have to go and eat a little something and have a little bit of recharge time. Anybody have any questions about something going on in their business? Michelle, hi.
So I just absolutely loved the whole thing about how you went through the story and discovering that unconscious.
Yeah.
That story, I figured out that I have an unconscious somewhere in my life figured out that I didn't want to lie. So when I am connecting with people in marketing, I don't want to, it's that I have to be authentic. So I don't do it. Does that make sense? So
it does, yeah.
When I get to that, now that I found it, what do I do with it? How do I move past that?
Well, the first thing is awareness is the first step. Okay, that's the first step. We want to see what is this actually manifesting. But I would, in this specific instance, I would actually pull out one of my master coach skills on you. Okay, and I would actually ask you to define authentic. Because I have found that authentic is one of those, I call it a trigger word. It's a word that we use against ourselves instead of for ourselves. Is there an actual real version of authenticity that is very important? Absolutely there is. But what our brain likes to do is go, well, I have to be authentic. See how that's a negative thing already? We don't have to do shit. We got free will. You can do whatever you want. Oh, have to. That's not a very authentic way to do anything. I have to, right? So we're already being inauthentic by just thinking we have to be authentic. So what I want to do is take some time. I'll give you a little bit of a homework assignment. Sit down and first of all, define what authentic actually means. The second thing I would challenge you to do is say, how can I do whatever this thing is, whether it's making a post or reaching out to people in a way that I believe is the most authentic based on the definition I just gave, not based on a word that our brain is using as a trigger. And that's why it's important to define words even for ourselves. Okay. That is actually where the title of Fuck Leadership came from. I got a call after call after call after call after call after call with people that were like, I'm not good enough of a leader. I'm like, whoa. Let's define this word leader. Because what I realized was because of social media, people were accidentally wrapping the word leader up in influencer and celebrity. So if they didn't have enough followers, if they hadn't been able to buy a brand new house and an Escalade, and if they didn't have all of these things, they weren't a good leader. But leadership is the thing that gets you those things, not the things not what you become because of having those things. It's actually backwards, right? When you are a good leader, it leads to getting rewards and success. But having success and rewards is not what makes you a good leader. I know plenty of people who have a lot of nice things that are not good leaders. So they are not one and the same, but that's what our brain does. It tries to bundle things together and make a rule. That makes sense?
Totally.
So ask how you can do that. And all of the sales and marketing stuff that I teach comes from me asking myself that question. I didn't want to be spammy. I didn't want to be gross. I didn't want to be icky. So I just asked myself, how could I do this in my very best way that wouldn't be that? Okay. Now, that doesn't guarantee that the way I found would feel good to you. I'm offering it, like the questions that convert. Occasionally someone is like, I would never ask that kind of a question. I'm like, cool, then don't fucking ask that kind of a question. I don't care. Like, I'm just telling you, this is what felt authentic to me. If it doesn't feel authentic to you, ask a different thing or ask a different way.
And I appreciate that, because the word duplication, then it goes back into what I've been taught, right?
Yes.
And then I felt that, so yeah, it's like this little spiral I've been on. And so I appreciate what you went over today.
Yeah, you're welcome, friend. Thanks for asking that question. That was a good question. It was a good question. And in our certification, we do have a second side of, that was the head voice side of the push method. I don't have time to go all the way through that on this call, but we would go through a flip side, which would be, okay, that's what your head said about that. That's what your fear and programming, but what would your heart say about this situation? And the heart is rooted in strength and purpose and faith and love and acceptance. Okay, your head always expresses itself through doubt, fear, judgment, shame. Okay, now there's a reason for that. It's not that your head is like evil. I don't think that. It's that's what it takes to keep you safe.
Right.
If you were if Josh is sprinting your direction in target, the way your brain would save your life would be like, get the fuck out of the way. Or it would say, punch him in the face. Okay, your brain wouldn't be like, hey, sweetheart, someone's running in your direction. You might want to move. It's not how your brain would have missed the chance to save your life. So it's important to realize the brain is there intentionally for that dramatic situation where you need a dramatic response to save your life. But unfortunately, our brain's job is not to process and decide if it's an actual life threat. Its job is just to warn you this could be a life threat. So true coaching is all about processing the situation and going, oh, my brain was turning that into, I was about to get ran over by a car. But in reality, it was 4 likes and 1 angry face. It's not getting hit by a car. It's just something I didn't like. So then we choose to interpret it through the heart voice, which is through our purpose. And this is what gives us what I would call our aligned action. From this space in my heart, I chose to interpret it this way, which caused me to feel this way, which allowed me to take this kind of action from a healthy, purposeful place instead of from a I need to kick someone's ass place. Does that make sense?
Totally. Love it. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And it is a little tricky because I call myself the push coach, and everyone always thinks that what I mean by that is to push through your doubts and fears. But true coaching will actually help you work through those things so that there is a natural aligned push. In other words, like you just want to run forward because you're so excited about the thing you get to go do. You're not just like forcing yourself to go do it because you have no other choice.
No, I'm taking it as pushing a shift.
I like that. I might steal that.
These two.
Okay, friends, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it so much. Hope you have such a good Friday. Please, please, please make sure you clock out. Go enjoy some sun. It's raining here, damn it. Go enjoy whatever you have going on. Go make some memories. Go have some fun. Unplug, recharge. I love you. Have an amazing day. Hope to see you guys around. Bye, friends.